Hi guys. All right, so we're going to do another first chapter Friday. So we have done a few so far. We've done the Bad Kitty Wash Your Paws, and we have done Al Capone Does My Shirts. This is going to be a new one. This is going to be Spiderwick Chronicles. This is an entire book series. So Al Capone Does My Shirts was, if you remember, a standalone book. So the author wrote the story, and then the story got so popular that the author wrote a sequel. So that was 2 books. This book is an entire series. There are multiple books to this series. This is just the first one. And this is a 5th grade reading level book. And it is purple. So purple means fantasy. So that means that this story has a lot of make-believe components. This book series is all 5th grade or 4th grade reading levels. So if you are in 3rd grade, you're going to need to be a stronger reader in order to read this series because it has a lot of stronger vocabulary, a lot of difficult words, but it is a very, very fun read. So let's talk about, again, I have pulled it up. This is our copy, but then I've also pulled it up in Overdrive. So I borrowed it from the public library. The covers do look different. So if you look at my cover and then you look at the cover from the library, they do look a little bit different because sometimes publishers do this. They like to republish the book with a new updated look, especially after books become movies. So this book series was so popular that they actually made a movie about it. They only made a movie about the first book, and it is just called the Spiderwick Chronicles. I do not know what platforms it's on. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix or if it's on Hulu or if it's just out there, but it is a movie. They did not make movies about the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, or 5th books, but they did make it about the first one. So if I read this chapter to you, the beginning of the book, and then it sounds interesting, but maybe you're not strong enough a reader to read this series, you could watch the movie and get some of the story. So if you look at the cover of this book, we see 3 children up at the top, and we see a house. We can get some clues off of the cover of the book about what this is about. Remember, this is fantasy, so this has make-believe in it. We see 3 children, we see a big old house, and then we see this creature off to the side standing on top of a book. This is a fairy. So this story is about a group of children. These are brothers and their sister who move into this house with their mom. They move into the Spiderwick estate with their mom. That's why it's called the Spiderwick Chronicles. Sometimes big old homes have names. Sometimes, especially in the South, when homes are really big, they have their own names and they're grand and they're beautiful. And this is kind of like a old home that wasn't very taken care of. So this family moves into this home. And then they discover that they're not the only ones that live there, that they actually live in this home with a lot of these little creatures called fairies. Some of them are good and some of them are evil. So they have to learn how to interact with the fairies, how to have relationships with the fairies while they are living in the same house so they can stay safe, so they can make friends. So, first chapter, again with Overdrive. When you click through, you get to the table of contents, which is interactive. So you can click through on any of these and get to different chapters. Then we have a map of the Spiderwick estate. It's kind of hard to see because it's so little. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Oops, not what I wanted, guys. So if I make this really big, we can kind of see the Spiderwick estate a little bit. It's still kind of tiny, but it looks like a lot of land. It looks like a lot of land, and the house is right here, and it's got some roads, and it's got a lot of forest. So it's in the middle of nowhere. We have to the junkyard. So a junkyard is where people throw their old stuff that they don't want, like cars. And we have to the middle school and to town. So they're down here. They're in the middle of nowhere, which might be a good place for a fairy to live because people aren't going to bother them. That's probably what the fairies were thinking. And then this family moves in and starts bothering their home.